This module will include details about cleaning up oil spills and the importance of water conservation. Divide the students into 2 or 3 students per group. We will begin by passing out worksheets and start with a demonstration using a 5-gallon bucket filled with water. The first question asks how much water on Earth is fresh and accessible by humans. We will use this with 5 gallons and demonstrate the 0.3% of usable with our 2 fluid ounces in a cup. Next, the students will fill out which materials they think will work the best for this project. Included with this project are 5 materials. We have cotton balls, handkerchiefs, sponge, coffee filter, and paper towels. Not only do we want the students to pick the best material, but also we want them to explain why. In order to assist the students with their decision, pass out the materials one at a time. To help the students make their decision, pass out each of the materials and let them handle and touch each of them. This will help them make a more informed decision and help them logically deduce which they think will be the best material. This will also clear up any confusions they may have among the materials, or if they think any material is different than the ones we will be passing out. Next, the students will put on their gloves and get set up at each of their own workstations. One of the student helpers will come around and fill each bucket with an amount of water. The exact amount of water is not important. Just don't fill it too full so the students won't splash over the table. Mark the water level on the side of the tub. Water conservation is important in this demonstration, so we want the students to see how much water they are removing along with the oil. Add 2 measuring cups worth of oil into the water. The oil will settle and will eventually have a consistency similar to this. Yuck. Allow the students to begin removing the oil. They may do this in any way that they see fit, but make sure that they experiment with every material they are given, and make sure they use each material efficiently and as intelligently as possible. Certain materials can only be used once, so the instructors should make sure to point out that the cotton balls, paper towels, and coffee filters must be placed, not thrown, in the discard bin. Great job, guys. Other materials, such as the handkerchief and the sponge, can be reused. Make sure you tell the students this so they do not throw them in the discard bin. Once each material has soaked up enough oil, demonstrate to them that they can wring it out into the discard bin and then reuse the material once again. Students will not be given additional sponges or handkerchiefs, so make sure they know this before throwing them in the discard bin. The students, like I had said before, are able to experiment in any way they see fit. This project is all about the students deciding which way they think will be the best way to remove all the oil. It is also important to note, though, that the students must be aware that they are trying to remove the oil while also conserving as much water as possible. Waste not, want not. Once they think they're finished or the time is up, they will call over an instructor. At this point, most of the oil will be removed, but it will still be visible if you look at it in certain angles. Make sure the students are aware of this and ask them if they are able to get 100% of the oil out of the water. Of course, this will not be possible, but it's good to let them know how difficult it is to actually remove all of the oil. Make sure you check the water level as well. Students will then need to remove their gloves and finish the second half of the worksheet. Have them return and sit down to fill out the last 3 questions of the worksheet, making sure they fill it out on their own first and then coming back later for group discussion. Instructors are available to answer any questions the students may have. The bottom half of the worksheet consists of 3 questions, asking the students to reflect on which material worked the best for them and explain why. Because it did is not a sufficient answer. Finally, we ask if the students have any ideas of other materials that might also be useful for this experiment. The experiment is now concluded, and the instructors will go around discarding any waste that they find in the bucket, making sure to keep the oil inside the discard tub. An oil spill on the floor is not part of the experiment. The water will be poured into the discard tub and disposed of carefully and in a proper place. Make sure you keep the lid on tight so you don't lose anything in transportation. That's safe. This concludes the video portion of our module demonstration. Any other questions will be addressed in the packet that you have been given as well. Thank you.